What's going on, folks? Okay, it's a little bit different this time. Me and Gonz we're not at a podcast divorce or anything like that. Unfortunately, due to our hectic lives and hectic schedules, I kind of missed Gonz. He's resting right now. We both had a pretty long day, so we both weren't able to record at the same time. But I still wanted to give you guys my perspective. Gons will also give you his shortly. That video should be dropping soon. He'll be going live to give his perspective on the game. Ravens versus Browns, round one. But I just want to give you guys a few of my thoughts. So this is my perspective pregame show heading into the Ravens' matchup against the Browns at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is the Ravens' home opener. They'll also be celebrating their 30th anniversary of being the Baltimore Ravens when Joe Flacco and the Browns come to town. I know that's also been a talker on social media. I think the Ravens would have, my quick thoughts on that really quick. I think the Ravens would have celebrated their 30th, no matter who the opponent was, as soon as their home opener popped up. That's just me and my humble opinion. So I don't think this was a slight or dig at all at the Browns. I just think that, again, it's the home opener, 30th anniversary of the Baltimore Ravens. So it just makes the most sense. But yeah, guys, so here's my thoughts heading into this game. Before I do that, though, just want to give a couple of tidbits as far as the injury report is concerned. Gons will probably do the same thing when he goes live Sunday morning to give you guys his perspective and his breakdown. As far as this injury report goes, that was official on Friday. Jair Alexander was limited on Wednesday, but he had 2 full practices on Thursday and Friday, so he will be good to go. Looking for a bounce back game after the Bills game did not fully go his way. Again, I'm still giving him a little bit of time. I mean, he hasn't played football in a very long time, battling injuries. So I think he's an elite player. So I think he'll turn it around. I have faith in him that he will turn it around heading into this game against the Browns. Sort of a bounce back game, just getting him in rhythm. I feel like it's very important. Zach Orr didn't sound worried about him in a press conference this week. So I'm keeping that same faith. I think that he will be okay. Rashad Bateman was a surprise on the injury report on Friday. He had a personal issue. I think he'll still be good to go on Sunday. I hope everything is all right with you, Bateman. Keeping you in my thoughts and prayers, whatever's going on. Just take care of you first. That's the main thing. So, but he was popped up on the injury report for a personal issue. Isaiah Likely was also limited on Friday. So not out of practice like he was Wednesday and Thursday this week. He was limited. So that goes to show that he could make a week 3 debut coming into the matchup against, I believe, the Detroit Lions, if I'm not mistaken, which will be needed. So it seems like he's ramping up. Seems like he should have maybe some full practices this upcoming week after this game. Let's see. But of course, let's try to win this one first. Let's try to get this out of the way. And the worry with Pat Ricard continues. He did not participate all week. He will also be out along with Likely. I'm getting a little concerned with Ricard. It's a calf injury. This will be the second week he's out. So the Ravens did elevate the young man. They elevated last week. Let me just make sure I have his name correctly here, just so I don't mess it up for you guys. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. Just gonna make sure I get the young man's name correctly because he played his tail off when we elevated him. Yes, Zaire Mitchell-Patton, tight end. We elevated him week 1. He had some blocking reps. He played really well. He blocked really, really well when needed. Filled into that fullback tight end role really, really well. Gave us some great run lanes. I mean, you saw Henry and Lamar going crazy in week 1 against that Buffalo Bills defense. Henry almost had a $180 rushing. So I'm completely fine with letting Ricard rest, letting him recover. I'm hoping to see him back this week along with Likely with these practices. But again, only time will tell. And Nnamdi Madubuike popped up on the injury report with an ankle injury. He did not participate Wednesday, but he was limited Thursday and a full go Friday. So he has no injury designation. So he seems like he will be good to go. So Bateman, Alexander, and Madubuike looks like full go for this game. Isaiah Likely, Ricard will be out for this game. Now, as far as the Browns' injury report goes, looks like they'll have one player out in this matchup. Defensive tackle Michael Hall will not be playing in this game, while tackle Jack Conklin and running back Quinshawn Judkins, who will be officially making his debut. They did make that announcement that Quinshawn Judkins will be making his debut against the Baltimore Ravens. He was dealing with legal issues. Not sure if he was going to be ready to go because he just kind of got with the team this week. So everything was just kind of setting in motions for the Browns, but it looks like he'll be good to go. So he will be probably running alongside Dalen Sampson and Jerome Ford this on Sunday. Denzel Ward, he had a shoulder and Achilles issue. He was limited both Wednesday and Thursday, but he was a full go Friday, so he will be ready to go. Tackle Jawan Jones will be good to go. He had a full practice Friday. And guard Joel Batonio, resting for the most part, was limited Wednesday, but he was full go Thursday and Friday, so he will be good to go. So that's the injury report for you guys. I know Gonz usually does it, but again, Don perspective for right now, just to give you guys a little something for this game that we're about to get into. Now, obviously, I know fans are still not happy with how the Bills game went. I know that still leaves a sour taste in a lot of our mouths as far as how that game ended. A lot of people felt like we should have won that game, me included. I mean, when you're up that many points in the fourth quarter, you got to execute, right? And that's, I think, why I want to get to the offensive side of the ball first, just to talk about that. Execution late game is going to be very, very important in this game. I say that because the Browns defense last year was able to hold a very high-powered Bengals offense to only 7 yards in the second half. And we saw how explosive that offense can be in a tight situation. I mean, they tore us up both times last year. Chase went crazy both games. Burrow went crazy both games. I mean, you saw, I think Burrow had like 9, almost 10 touchdowns in those two games. Chase almost had 500 yards in those games combined last year against us. And so we know what the offense can look like when it's fully cooking. And the Browns did their job. Even though they did not get the win, the Browns defense, I mean, they were playing spectacular in that second half, mostly 3 and outs for that Bengals offense. So I think the key for this offense for the Baltimore Ravens is to get going as early as possible against this Browns team and try to make sure you're not putting Lamar in stressful situations by getting the ball out early against that pass rush. Now, the guard play last week was okay. I know some people had some trepidations against Daniel Falele last week. I know there was a clip circulating of him looking kind of lost out there. But I think the guard play was okay. I think the main thing right now is that the Browns know we want to run, right? The Browns know we want to run. Obviously, we played them twice last year when we acquired Henry. They know what we want to do. That it's pretty simple. So I think establishing that run and getting the ball out quickly as possible for Lamar, meaning making these routes simple, just making sure that we're able to counteract this Browns defensive line with Myles Garrett and all those guys coming at Lamar, just trying to keep him as upright as possible and make sure he's not getting frustrated in the process, because as he gets frustrated, that could lead to mistakes. And we don't really need any more of those heading into game 2. Henry will probably be out for a vengeance this game. I know he's not happy with the fumble that occurred last week that kind of turned the tide in that Bills game. So I think he'll be running with a vengeance. And plus, I mean, a lot of that Ravens offense, they heard what Jerry Jeudy, not Jerry Jeudy, what Grant Delpit had to say. Well, Jeudy and what Jeudy and Delpit had to say about this Ravens team. Delpit said that Henry's not that hard to tackle. And I mean, I don't think he feels like that'll be a challenge. So I think Henry will be I don't think he'll be trying to go out there and prove something, but I think he'll definitely be going out there to try to be his usual self as much as possible in this game. Offensive line will have to hold up against Myles Garrett in this matchup. I mean, Burrow dropped back 23 times, only completed 14 passes for 113 yards. It feels like either that secondary was suffocating or that pass rush was doing his job. I did not watch this game, so I don't know for sure, but it seems like that defense was playing nearly lights out. Unfortunately, they didn't get the win, but they seemed like they were doing their job and they were doing it well. So I think the main keys for this offense is getting the ball out quickly, establishing the run game as much as possible, and just making Lamar feel comfortable. I think that's the main thing. I mean, this is not an unfamiliar opponent. They know what we like to do. So, and unfortunately, I feel like with the inactives, we won't have Keaton going into this game. I feel like we're probably going to maintain the same inactives we had last week. Probably Keaton Mitchell, David Ojabo, likely and Ricardo already going to be inactive because of their injuries. Ruben Lowry, and I forgot who that last inactive was last week. But yeah, I think those three things are going to be key for this offense to be successful. You're going to have to be able to keep Lamar upright, get the ball out of his hands quick, and just be able to read the defense to the point where, okay, where they're going to be able to blitz, where they're blitzing from, just making it easy on him. I feel as though last week, another main point that I also want to emphasize, I almost forgot, is not getting comfortable early. I mean, we saw what happened last week. I mentioned earlier, 15-point swing right in the Bills' direction, and they were able to clutch it up and get the win. You have to be more, I feel like you have to be more aggressive in certain situations. And I think if it comes to that tomorrow, I think that, well, not tomorrow, because you guys probably watching this video early, but when it comes to that in this game, you're going to have to be more aggressive. Put the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands to let him be successful. You're paying him a lot of money. He wants the ball in his hands in this situation. If it comes down to what happened and you want to maintain possession and ice the game, I would say put the ball in Lamar's hands or put it in Derrick Henry's hands. But these are they're your closers on offense, right? These guys are your bread and butter on offense. Give them the ball, let them work, live or die by either one of them. I think you fans will be cool with it either way, as long as the play call is good, right? If the play call is good and you live or die by the fact that Lamar or Derrick try to get you the first down to ice the game, then do that. I know it's a numbers game. I know Harbaugh likes to play the numbers game, but sometimes you just got to let your all-pro, multi-time MVP quarterback, Pro Bowl quarterback, or all-pro, you get the point, running back, get out there and try to win you the game. So I think if it gets to that point, trust your guys and learn from what happened last week. So those are my things on offense. As far as defense is concerned, the defense, I think, it showed shades of what it was like last year in the beginning of the year, giving up big chunk plays, giving up touchdowns and near bunches, right? Just not being able to contain the pass. I mean, Josh Allen, he threw for almost 400 yards in that game, and a lot of that came when they had to keep going down the field to score to take the lead, right? And even on the last play when they had to get to the sidelines and the sidelines were wide open, and those are guys who Keon Coleman wide open, Shakir wide open, you know what I mean? Like everybody was open. I was open. And I'm at home, you know what I mean? So at this point right now, the defense needs to work on securing its coverages, right? They had a defensive meeting. I know Van Noy spoke on it, and those guys spoke on it. The coaches have talked about, what they need to do better going into this game, but you don't want to show that kind of stuff like that because the team is too talented on both sides of the ball to be putting up lackadaisical performances like that. And it gets inexcusable. It does. It gets inexcusable, and you can't keep making excuses. They don't. Like, the players usually don't. They usually put it on them. But as fans, we can't really make excuses for the players because they have to perform better, right? Like, if they're put into these positions and they're put into these situations, they have to execute. And in the fourth quarter last week, they did not execute. Pass rush was non-existent last week. I mean, Josh Allen had all day. We only sacked him one time. I believe that was a coverage sack, of course. Shout out to Matabike, but pressure was non-existent. I would like to see Zach Orr mix up some blitzes, especially against old man Flacco going into this game. I just would like to see some life from this defense because we didn't see it last week. Like, I didn't feel comfortable with the defense at all, even when we were up. Like, it was that bad. Like, it was to the point where I was just like, dude, can they please get us one stop? And it just didn't seem like they could. They couldn't really get off the field. Like, when you put them in an uncomfortable situation, you have to be able to get Josh Allen and those guys off the field because Josh Allen, I mean, his talent he's a dynamic quarterback. Like, he's able to make plays with his legs. He has a big arm, so he can throw as deep as he wants to. There's just so many things going into, like, especially now you're going against old man Flacco, who can't really take off like Allen. Mix up the blitzes, send some pressure at him. I would like to see more explosiveness from our edge guys. I would like to see more from an Owe, a Mike Green, more from a Van Noy, Tavius Robinson. Like, I'd like to see more from these guys getting to the quarterback. Like, it's just, we need to see more from this defense. As far as the DBs are concerned, again, we have to fix the blown coverages. Is it miscommunication again? I spoke on this earlier last week. Are they communicating correctly? Are some things just not being understood? Like, is like the plays not getting through? Like, I'm just trying to figure out why guys were just butt naked open in week one in that fourth quarter in the clutch, like just open on the sidelines, being able to get out of bounds. And like, so it's just, this defense needs to come to life. It needs to come to life quickly, because the schedule doesn't get any easier after this. And this game is not a layup. This Browns team is going to try to do everything in its power to either air it out on you or run it on you. Now, both the Bengals and Browns did not have good run games last week. They did not. I mean, I think the Browns only rushed for about 49 yards last week, and the Bengals were not that much better, if I'm not mistaken. So neither one of these teams were able to have a run game. So I'm hoping that we can, and we didn't really give up too many rush yards last week either. I feel like we weren't that bad against the run, but against the pass, we were just getting gashed. We were getting gashed against the pass. Dropped interceptions too. Like, if that ball hits your hand, you got to grab it. You have to take advantage of mistakes, because that's what's going to turn the tide in the game. Just like it turned the tide in the game for us, like for the Bills, when Derrick Henry fumbled. Like, you have to be able to convert turnovers. That's super important. If that ball hits your hand, you got to grab it. Cheetah Bay almost had one. Malachi almost had one. Like, you have to be able to make plays. So I would like to try to see this defense come alive, because at this point right now, no one in the league, I don't think, is scared of them. And I hate to say that, because I mean, I grew up and I was only like 3, so saying I grew up is kind of like a over exaggeration. But like, I've been seeing Ravens defenses that were feared, like defenses that, and that's what Kyle Hamilton was saying at the beginning of the season. Like, we want to be feared again. Well, I know Marlon Humphrey spoke on it too, but they want to be feared again. They want people to be scared to throw against them. They want people to be scared to run. Like, they just want people to have to scheme. But at this point, they don't have to, because if you look at the tape week one, it's not like it doesn't look great. So this defense has to come alive. You have to get pressure on Flacco. Like I said, this defense, mix up the blitz package. So I would like to see some pressure on Flacco, because 9 times out of 10, he'll probably drop back about 35, 40 times in this game. I would not be surprised if he does, maybe even more. We'll see, because they'll probably try to take advantage of the fact that they feel like our defense is not that great from the showing last week. And just instill some fear in this team going into this game defensively. Because if you go out here and you let Flacco have a field day, and you let Jerry Jeudy go crazy, Cedric Tillman, like all these guys, then dude, we are in for a rude awakening for the rest of the year. We are. So this defense needs to tighten up very, very quickly. But that's my key points on defense. Get pressure on Flacco. DBs need to communicate better. The secondary needs to communicate better with these coverages. And just instilling fear. Like, just getting these guys scared of you guys again, because no one is right now. I mean, you hear the trash talk. I mean, Micah Parsons talking about, you saw what happened in the Bills game. Defense wins championship. Like, now we're a laughing stock, and we should have played better. I mean, it's just the reality of the situation. So I think the Ravens can come away with this game. I'm going to give you guys my prediction for this one. I think the Ravens will look to bounce back. They will bounce back in this game. Unfortunately, though, I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think this Browns team is going to come ready to play, especially defensively, against our squad. So I'm going to give the Ravens a 27-20 win over the Browns. I think they take it. They win their home opener, and they get ready for, I believe, again, the Lions in week 3. So let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Are the Ravens winning this game? Are they going to blow it? Are they going to blow the home opener? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting our content. You know, we highly appreciate it. We love the love and talking football and things of that nature. So me and Gonz both appreciate all the love and support that you've given us since we started this channel, like we always do. If you guys ever wanted to talk football, I mean, we're always here for you guys. You can hit the link in our description. That'll be to our page. You can just, hit our email, hit our Instagram. We're always free to talk, always free just to talk football and, the season. I mean, it's a long season. So just let us know in the comment section down below. Gonz will be giving you his perspective. Like I said, he'll be doing a live video around 9:45 a.m. Sunday, just to give you guys his perspective. But this is Dom giving my perspective. I will see you guys hopefully with Gonz for our post-game show following the Ravens' matchup against the Browns. But until then, I'm Dom. I'll catch you next time.